All right, so we're going to do another tutorial one here. This is the beginning of the chess piece one. This one is quick and short, but is similar. So we're going to do a pawn, just spelled with a W, pawn. Okay, and since this is going to be basically a revolution one, we're going to start here at the front. Here's what we're going to do. We need to make sure our dimensions are accurate. How you're going to be judged on the chess pieces is, are you hitting the dimensions? So if your dimensions are off, you're going to be marked out. So we want a 1-inch base on this, which is how the chess pieces are going to be presented to you. But we're splitting it down the middle and revolving it. So 1 inch isn't what we want. What we really want is 1/2 inch, because we're doing the radius, not the diameter. The diameter is given to you, you need the radius. Now, they all reference a lip, that's this here, line up there, which is 0.25. Helps it separate easily. I like going in by 0.1. It's not required, but I think it looks nice. Ooh, I did that, skip the line. Let me move these out of the way so we can see where our lines actually are. I suggest you do that each time to make sure your dimensions are outside so you don't think you have a complete line. You really don't. And double click on that one. 0.1. Not 0.15. There we go. Better. The chess piece is 1.75 inches high. Note all these dimensions are taken from a tournament set of chess pieces, which if we had a chess club, which we're probably not going to have this here, this would be, you'd be able to play with these pieces. That's how big it is. And now here's some that are a little bit more freeform. We're going to make the little size of the chess piece. So the first time here, I'm going to intentionally mess up, just to show you what everyone always does. So we're going to go about 3/4 of the way up. I went a little bit higher than I probably should, but that's not the end of the world. Now I want to have a nice little sphere on the top of the pawn here. So I'm going to draw what I think is going to give me a sphere. Nice, most of a circle. Then I'm going to hit revolve. I'm going to select the axis of revolution to be that one there. And when I look at it in 3D, zoom in there, hey, it looks like I got a little donut on the top of my pawn, which is not what we want. So I'm going to cancel the revolve. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to redraw those arcs. So let's, oh, I don't want to delete sketch one. Let's go back into sketch one. All right, there we go. Let's go delete that arc. Let's delete this arc. Let's redraw. All right, I'm going to go through and I'm going to go about 3/4 of the way up, a little bit shorter than I did last time. Going to do another arc here. Make sure they connect. And here's what I really want. I want it to be at 90 degrees when it meets the top of the pawn there. If I go like this, the highest point is right up here. And then this is a low point, but this is a point we're spinning around. So you get this little dip in there. If I go like this, oh, darn, let's actually hit confirm so I can point and show. If I go like this, where it's really pointy, what I'm going to end up with is a point at the top and not a sphere, because it's, I'll just show you what it looks like. Come on, revolution axis. There. Come on. Revolution axis. There we go. It was not selecting. And it just gets this point here, which looks weird. Well, it looks like a bishop is what it looks like. And let's delete that. We want this line to come in at 90 degrees. There we go. Let's revolve this around this axis. Faces that one. And that one looks good. That looks like a pawn. Now here's one thing that we're going to need. We are going to need to put our name on it. This is important in that, one, I want you to put your name on these, largely because when the chess pieces get printed out, they have the tendency to look pretty similar to each other, and I need to make sure you get your project back and they don't get mixed up with someone else's project. Now, since when I'm returning these, I'm going to do this based on your last name. I'm going to put my last name on there. Now, I don't want to get any smaller than that. Any smaller than this size that's set up here by default. Because if I do, I'm going to end up with it being illegible. When you 3D print things, the amount of accuracy is lower than what you see in your 3D model, at least on the quality of 3D printers we have. We do not have the professional $10,000 ones. We got the or $100,000 ones. There's some pretty expensive ones out there. We don't have those. We got a little bit more affordable. So I'm going to just cut off anything that is extra. So let's undo that. Let's go right click, edit text. I'm just going to go delete a few letters. Kind of stinks that your names don't fit, but on the pawn you have the least amount of space. The other ones you got more space. I'm going to finish that sketch. I'm going to extrude. Going to do this at a little bit of an angle so I can see what I'm doing. I want to extrude the text here. I don't want it to extrude out. I want it to do it as a remove. And if I look out, I don't want it to remove into the chess piece because, one, that'll mess up the strength of the chess piece, and two, it'll take way longer to print. I'm going to just do this at 0.1. Another reason why you have that lip there. So you have a little space to put your name in before it starts cutting into the piece. And ta-da, there it is. A pawn. Once you have this one turned in, you can start doing the one you want to actually have printed. This is the last practice one of 3D. All right. That is that. Oh, well, and then we turn it in. So I'm going to go down here to part 1, and I'm going to do export. I'm going to make sure the format is STL, that it's in millimeters, that the resolution is fine unless you want it blocky. As long as it's all here, on. There you go. And I can open it up in my 3D printing program, which is totally going to open here in a second. Should have opened that beforehand. Share the print, come on, share. It's giving me grief. Let's try that again. There we are. And then we insert the file. On. There we go. Woo! Totally tell how big it is in millimeters. This defaults to millimeters. And if I really wanted to, I could look from underneath, say, hey, look, there's the name. So I can totally tell who this was. You can even see where the parts are going to cut through. So many of you have asked, can I see the things that you turn in? Well, yeah, when I put them on the MakerBot program. All right. That is that.